Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload is going to be a video about why, our winter's here, just a long range pattern update, and just discussing what the future holds. I do these pretty often as the long range, doesn't change too often, it may seem, but it actually does change, on a daily basis, and doesn't change every single hour, like say a forecast for a snowstorm, but it does change from day to day a tad bit. So many people rely on me. They don't have TVs, they don't watch the weather channel, they watch my forecast, so I decide to do these every day for you. And if I don't, I apologize. That is because I'm very busy. This is a one-man show, one-man business. I don't have any other people working with me. So sometimes it could get a little bit challenging to get a video out every day, especially with other stuff that I have to do. But again, I am honored to make these videos for you, and I really appreciate every single one of you that is watching right now. It really means a ton to me, so thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking the video. If you have not subscribed, consider doing so. I'm not forcing you to do so, just recommending it to you. Obviously it's my channel, I would obviously recommend it, but you could basically look at some of the other people that have subscribed and view their reasons as to why. And again, consider liking the video, leaving a nice comment never hurts, and I freaking love you guys. Let's get right into this video. So right now we're looking at the GFS model run, the noon one. This is Friday, November 1st, 1:28 p.m. And you can see that we are looking at quite a bit, a cold blast of air that's coming in after this big storm. This storm is right now occurring across southern Quebec or southern Canada, and this is really bringing in a lot of snow, lots of heavy snow for those locations. For the northeast, though, it only brought severe weather and some heavy rain, not much snow at all. Maybe some backwash snow showers will be occurring now, but really that's all about it. And if we look forward, though, into the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, here are the dates, by the way, right on top. This is the only way we could tell the date, and I'll see if I could zoom in on this. I really want you to look at this, as that is the most important thing. Sometimes I go too fast. Let me just play this out for you. Actually, we first have to wait for it to load, because you see these pinkish colored slides, or that means that they're not loaded yet. But basically, we go through Monday, November 4th. You can see pretty chilly across a good portion of the country. We see snow showers across the northwest, not the northwest, just the northern plains, Minnesota, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, into Iowa. We see a weak little system trying to develop, doesn't really take hold until it reaches Canada. Then we see possibly Wednesday, out ahead of a bigger cold blast of air, we see a little system developing, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, but right behind it we see a really cold blast of air. And this is now Friday, so through that time frame of Thursday, Wednesday, we see that little storm system developing. It's kind of more of a clipper, really, nothing too intense, but it definitely brings in a lot of cool air. You can see this is now Friday, November 8th, 2019. And we go forward through the weekend, maybe a bit of a warm up. Notice how the 540 lifts itself a little bit further to the north, so that may provide some relief in terms of warmer temperatures. But then we see a dip again with the jet stream, and the 540 goes back down all the way to Missouri, Kansas, and this is very far out, but the pattern rather will be the same, just cold, maybe a break here and there, but generally cold. Right now, see how there's a snowstorm right here? That is up for question. There's often on the bottom, or on the underside on the underside of troughs, we see these storm systems develop, and they kind of just ride along wherever the trough goes. And in this case, this is what the system's gonna do. Notice, let's go to hour 240. And let's see what's gonna happen. Notice how there's quite a bit of freezing rain, sleet, and this kind of meanders up to the north, and it provides some snow for the northeast, maybe a little bit of coastal snow. This would be very far out again, but anything is possible this far out, and then maybe a little bit of a relief, but possibly some snow showers across southern Missouri. This is extremely far out, I want to emphasize, but the European, in terms of its 500 height anomaly, is relatively the same, showing the same chilly temperatures. And U.S. model run is just coming in, as it's just afternoon. And notice how 0 0 right there, hour 24, hour 48. I mean, just cold. Maybe a little bit let up by next weekend. But if you look at the other European model that came in a couple days ago, or sorry, at midnight, you can see the cold really just doesn't go away, and it's just whenever you see these troughs, this isn't really showing the temperature or the temperature below average. This is showing the height anomaly or difference. And basically at 540, there's at 500 millibars, there is a certain at a certain height, and it reaches at around 500 millibars, and wherever the 500 millibar is, it's below or above average. And usually where it's below average, it's chillier temperatures, and it's above average temperatures. So notice this is warmer temperatures, this is some lower cold, lower heights, so some lower temperatures. And notice how it gets down pretty far to the south, bringing a nice chill into the U.S., kind of what we've been seeing. And in these locations, it's just really chilly, where you see that blue color. So that is definitely chilly. And if we were to look at the ensembles, I really want to look at the ensembles for a bit. The GEFS, this is kind of like a better picture if I were to show you just like an overall average of the temperatures. This is what it would be. So let's wait for this to load. I could briefly run through and see if this could load. And then I'll just play it at a very slow speed. Let's see if I could just do that. Let me see if I could just, does that slow it down? Yeah, okay, so I'll start this out from the beginning again. The date is again up here, Tuesday, October 29, 2019. Here's the whole United States. Wherever you see the blue colors, it is below average, and whatever it is above average, it is, or the red colors, it is above average. And notice Friday, November 1st, next week, next weekend, or yeah, no, this is now getting into the future, because we were just going into the negative hours. Now it's kind of showing what will happen on this upcoming Monday. You notice a chill all the way down to the south. The southwest is really the only place that is warm and above average, which isn't good for the wildfires, but no sign of relief for them. Maybe a little bit of a warm up midweek, but then notice Thursday, Wednesday, another major cool off. And most of the models are advertising that, as you could see, some pretty hefty anomalies up to 10 to 20, 15 to 20 degrees below in Fahrenheit, 10 to 15 in Celsius, even more possibly in Fahrenheit. And then maybe a little bit of a, but let up, you can see the cold air lifts up to the north, but then it spills right back down after potential storm system or trough. And notice this is now Wednesday, November 13th, 14th. And you can see, it's literally just like someone put a certain image and just put it over, rewind, and it's just over and over and over again. Nothing. Literally no change. So that is, very interesting to see how we will be looking at a good chunk of November being way below average, way chillier. And these were the ensembles, which basically is a very good average, a very good mean of a bunch of models combined. Now let's look at the I think these are 5-day. Yeah, so wait, let's see, 7-day total precip anomalies. So this is basically just an average of 7 days throughout the U.S. and basically averaged out their precip. So whether it's above or below average at what portions of the country. Notice how this is Friday, November 28th or November 29th, but you may be thinking, why doesn't it go by every 7 days? Because it, see this 1 through 7, 2 through 8, 3 to 9. So it only goes up by 1 increments, keeping it at 7 at all time. And notice how it stays relatively dry across a good portion of the country, and not really active. And that's kind of like we will be seeing, maybe a little bit more active towards the east at the end of the forecasting period. But really no big systems of any sort, really rain or snow, will be occurring in the near future. So that's kind of interesting to note. Whereas some locations will be relatively dry, which is a good thing, because I just showed you those temperatures very below average, and whenever you see those below average temperatures and you see so much snow, that's not really a good thing. As whenever you see above below average temperatures and above average precip, you may see a lot of snow, which is not really what people want. You can still definitely see snow, when it's below average, but it's not really, as likely to see a big system or storm that could, those really, add up, or leave up to like 40, 50 inches in some locations where it's cold enough. Those are really impressive, and the ones that really leave the damage. So I also want to look at the Climate Prediction Center and look at the 3 to 4 week outlook, which comes out each Friday, and I think it came out today. Usually the National Weather Service, or CPC, which is run by was a part of the National Weather Service run by NOAA, they basically update the week 3 to 4 outlook on Friday, and today's Friday, the 1st of November, and you can see last time was updated, it was the 25th, so they will definitely update it today, but I don't have the guarantee of when they will update it, so they may update it, at 8 o'clock in the evening, probably within the next couple of hours. Realistically, that's when they usually do it, but I want to get this video out a little bit earlier, so I already showed you this before. Maybe you haven't seen it, that one video, but you could see that the November 9th through the 22nd time frame, we see below average temperatures for a good portion of the north central United States, but it's a little bit conservative, but it's it's at least showing, I think, what the main pattern will be: warmer by the coasts and colder by the central and northern U.S. I could show you the 6 to 10 day outlooks, which were updated as of yesterday. You could see 6 to 10 day outlook, just downright cold for a good portion of the country. 8 to 14 day outlook, yet again, are basically the same thing. Very cold, maybe the southwest getting a little bit warmer, which is not really good news, as they've been very chilly, and they definitely don't want to see more chilly conditions. However, unfortunately, that's what, they want chilly conditions. They've been seeing very warm conditions. I think that's what I said. Maybe I didn't, whatever, but it's going to stay warm rather for them, so that's not really good news for the wildfires. And if you look at the precip outlook yet again, and notice how it stays pretty dry across the southwest. Not, record dry. It's pretty darn dry across the northwest, so wouldn't be surprised if some wildfires start there. Or, definitely lots of wooded forests up there. Huge forests up there. It's a mountainous northwest. It's the Rockies. So that's also a possibility. But, we'll just have to wait and see what exactly happens. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but it looks rather dry and no sign of relief, really. So we may just see, sorry about that. We may just see, storm or wildfire after wildfire erupting, like we have seen for the past couple of days or weeks even. So that is very interesting to see what will exactly happen with that. But I could show you the CFS weekly model. It's also showing pretty dry conditions, but then maybe a little bit wetter towards the end of the forecasting period. That would make sense. Usually those to flip around. They don't usually say too dry for a certain location for too long unless it's some sort of drought. If you look at the CFS monthly, which is absolute garbage, we could see that they're basically showing warm throughout most of the winter, but I think that December has the highest chance of being above average. That's my opinion right now. That's my thought. But we may see a winter close to like last year, where December was just record warm, not record, but very warm, or rather unusually warm. Or we may see a year where it's 2013, 2014, where it was warm, above average, but it wasn't really too awfully warm like it was last year, and the U.S. still saw good amounts of snow. And so far, this winter is starting off with a giant bang. We've seen snow, we're seeing record snow cover across the United States. Right now, we are under like 4 inches of snow in Chicago. It's melting quickly and will probably be gone soon, but the cold will not. That cold will be just here to stay. Most days will not get out of the 40s here, so in the Midwest. So thank you guys so much for watching. Consider liking the video. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next episode. See ya.